Reuben Thorne on the right. These two sides first met at Cardiff Arms Park in 1905. The Welsh were successful that day in controversial circumstances, but Reuben Thorne, well, barely 50 men have captained the All Blacks at Test level. And he enjoys the same profile, Reuben Thorne, as the Prime Minister of New Zealand. The All Blacks are the most famous rugby team in the world, and they are the new favourites for Rugby World Cup. They have ousted England from the top spot with the bookmakers, Big Brad Thorne, formerly with the Brisbane Broncos, and they are ready to cut loose tonight against a Welsh side which has had quite a lot of changes from the team that downed Italy. With me in commentary, Chris Handy, and down on the touchline we have Simon Poidevin and also Tim Horan as we look at the New Zealand side. And coming back at number 5 is Ali Williams after a stress fracture in his foot. And in the back line, Aaron Major, also back from injury, making his debut in the tournament. Leon McDonald being trialled at outside centre, with Tana Umame expected back next week. And the Welsh team, well, there are 10 changes. This is an opportunity for a lot of youngsters to stand up in the face of very stern opposition tonight. Popham at number 8. Young Jonathan Thomas will be part of a back row that appears to be lacking a bit of pace, but certainly still plenty of experience in that Welsh line.
Ladies and gentlemen, the members of the World Choir will now perform the national anthems of New Zealand and Wales.
Down on the touchline come in Simon Poitevin and Tim Horan.
It's absolutely awesome down here, Gordon. Full house here at Telstra Stadium as we look at the reserves for both sides. And plenty of depth, especially in the New Zealand bench.
Well, isn't it great to see a full house here to watch Wales versus the All Blacks in Australia as the All Blacks are ready to do their haka.
And leading the way will be King Carlos. No flame throwing from the Welsh Dragon. They were very impassive. They'll do their talking on the field. Chris Handy.
Great tradition in rugby, the All Black haka. 1953 in December, the last time Wales have beaten the All Blacks. 50 long years. And the hopes of Wales tonight are on this team. Young, unfavoured, but brave.
Civil engineer by profession. Andre Watson, his other passion is golf. He plays off just 3, and it's his 25th international. A Kiwi there in Sonny Parker and Leon McDonald and Kevin Liamamu. Stephen Jones, pool match number 40 in 23 days, and the All Blacks immediately go wide into space. Rokotoko coming back from a hamstring tear in the opening game against Italy. This is Marshall. The All Blacks make their intentions very clear in the opening seconds of play. They're going to move the ball. Muliaina and Howlett. And the Welsh are also going to tackle. They will have to. Knock back. Ali Williams. Lost ahead by McBride. And Gareth Evans thought he was away, but the referee had spotted the knock forward by the Welsh hooker.
Well, New Zealand clearly on a mission, spreading the ball wide. They've done it so well this year. And just this knock ball down there by Rob McBride. The Welsh still throw away, but New Zealand very impressive out wide.
Great clash. First scrum of the game.
Spencer and Aaron Major sliding through the first tackle there of Cooper. Brad Thorne takes 2 to bring him down. Numbers here on the left. Howlett's there, and so is Rokotoko. His 3rd try of the tournament. Welcome back, the Rocket Man.
He's drifted in the betting for the tournament's leading try scorer, but somebody's forgotten to tell Joe Rokotoko. The width is extravagant, the result clinical.
Well, the reason why the try was scored, number 11, Tom Shanklin, had to make a decision. Should he come in or should he stay out on Rokotoko? Chose to come in, and Rokotoko scores his 14th test try for the All Blacks.
And the service from Justin Marshall to Carlos Spencer. He's got so much room to get those outside backs running, and the combinations he runs with the Auckland Blues are in this All Black side, and he just loves it.
Well, there was also that lethal thrust by Brad Thorne, where he took 2 or 3 Welsh defenders with him in the centre of the field, and the quick recycling meant the result was inevitable. So Leon McDonald. Has he got the distance? Sure has. White hot start for the men in black.
Brilliant work. They showed early that they were going to go wide. They're not going to leave this man get cold out wide. And look at the smile on his face. Poetry in motion.
So Stephen Jones with the restart. The Welsh have only had their hands on the ball from the 2 kickoffs. Spencer. Major. Jerry Collins cleaning out. Spencer takes him on again and creates space. McDonald. There's a lot of chasing of the football tonight from Wales as Howlett just got his kick in time. Shankman couldn't pick it up, and Cooper did the scrum half. And Colin Jarvis, well, he wanted that ball to go out, and he could pay a hefty price here. Major now linking up with Muliaina, and Rokothoko's with him. Turbocharged. Richie McCaw couldn't hold on. Referee playing advantage for the ball being lost forward, and Stephen Jones. He got a hefty kick in. New Zealand counter-attack again, now through Howlett. And that's a rare mistake by Dougie Howlett, the sprint merchant, who scored also 4 tries in the tournament.
Well, just going back to this phase of play, Rokotoko, he finds Richie McCaw. Now, Richie McCaw, for me, is up there with the best in the world as an open side flanker, but he does put a few balls down. He's done it this year, and the All Black cry goes out now in the stadium. Wales need possession.
And it's New Zealand by 7-0.
Well, already the pace telling on the Welsh. Extravagant width by the All Blacks, and they're really sucking them in, the Welsh.
So this is the young fullback, Gareth Evans, who seemed to collect Colin Jarvis there. And I think he's just been winded. Let's hope so. But the young man made his debut against South Africa back in 1998. This is only his 4th Test match, and he doesn't want to miss out on this one. Gareth Thomas warming up here.
It appears in the first 5 minutes that only the mistakes that the All Blacks make through their over-enthusiasm will bring them undone. Now, they've got to control that, but Wales has got to be able to pick up. Already they've missed 9 tackles, a number of them by their captain, Jarvis, and that'll cost them dearly.
So it looks as though there may have been the neck problem here, and he fell awkwardly.
I think he's just he's got a bang on the head, the hip, and he was out on the way down, but he's all right now.
So the stretch is coming out, and Gareth Thomas, who is a very versatile man, can slot into fullback, and a very experienced campaigner as well. So that is a very sad opening to the game for the Llanelli man, Gareth Evans. After making that Test debut in 1998, he's had 5 years in the wilderness before being recalled this year. And it certainly looks as though there's concern with his neck. But at least he's moving all his limbs, so that's most encouraging. But there's Steve Hansen in the middle. Not the start the Welsh were hoping for. They've already qualified for the quarter-final next week against England at Suncorp.
Well, the Welsh have got a very experienced player to come on in Gareth Thomas. Played 70 caps, and here we see just there on the hip of Rokotoko, and he'll be dazed now, be stretched off. But Gareth Thomas, 32 Test tries, so when he comes onto the field, they'll be looking to him very early on.
And he's a big man, Timmy. 193 centimetres, over 100 kilos.
Well, if anything, it's going to strengthen the Welsh backline. This guy is a very experienced player, and he's very quick too. So they won't lose a lot with Gareth Thomas and his premature injection into the side.
Well, the medical teams really have been outstanding right throughout this Rugby World Cup, not only for players but also, as we saw in Brisbane yesterday, with spectators that choose to invade the pitch. But a lot of concern here for Gareth Evans.
And the first Mexican wave of the night whips around the stadium.
So it's New Zealand by 7 points to 0, and there he is, Roka Thoko, with the first try of the game. He's had his hands on the ball 3 times already, and the crowd is in party mode.
Well, this is where both teams really need to concentrate. Both captains have spoken to each team, their team players, and say just to settle down and calm down. Keep your bodies warm while this injury occurs.
And I'm sure too Steve Hansen has told the Welsh team that if they do get the ball, they can't kick it away. They've got to maintain possession because New Zealand is just going to run everything back at them. It's 7-0 as Evans is about to lead the field. And for all those people watching in hospital, hopefully you're going to see something to really cheer you up tonight. New Zealand giving every indication that they're going to turn it on.
So that'll mean Gareth Thomas goes back to 15, the fullback. He's an ex-postman, and he'll need to deliver tonight for the Welsh.
Yes, let's see if Wales can maintain some ball now. Cooper goes in at scrum half. Well, the people following through really need to arrive as the ball alights. They've just handed possession straight back to New Zealand and Aaron Major. This is Cooper again and Thomas. That's a very short kick, taking play almost to halfway.
Very casual kick there from Thomas, but really worked. So Wales won their first line out just now.
One would
New
wonder,
Zealand. Sorry, Buddha.
yes, one would wonder whether kicking back to the All Blacks is a wise move tonight in the mood that they're in. I think they've got to be a little more creative than that. The Welsh, when they get their hands on it, they've just got to keep it and deny the All Blacks the ball.
Nialamu did well for New Zealand. Spencer now. Here come the chasers. Howlett following. Thomas underneath. But the kick was well placed because it was outside the 22. But the Welsh hold their ground. The scrum half Cooper. And this is Stephen Jones. And he'll be pleased with that result, as his forwards will. Almost to the 10-metre line, New Zealand territory.
Well, Stephen Jones talking to his team, but Gareth Thomas leapt up high and took that kick. And Doug Howlett did well. The rule, you have to wait for the player to land back on the ground before you can tackle him.
That's Ali Williams for New Zealand. Collins! And he got through the first tackle there of Popham. That's Reuben Thorne, the skipper. 10 from halfway. Turnover. Jones. Parker.
They just ran out of numbers, not expecting the turnover. Great work by Wales.
This is Sodoli. Straight through. Where's his support? Looked to be a little knock on by New Zealand. The referee's happy. Here's Jones again. Thomas. Terrific pressure being applied here by Wales. Jones goes into scrum half. Cooper out wide. Just inside New Zealand's 22.
Can't get isolated, Wales. They've got to keep the continuity up. 6 phases. This is terrific position to be in.
Here's Jones again. Brent Cobain and Chavez scruffed around the head there. Richie McCaw, number 7. Thomas to Jones. The Welsh finding a few gaps in close here. And Morgan, or Cooper, almost getting through. All the Welsh backs moving now to the right-hand side, but New Zealand have them well marked. That's Taylor. Beat one tackle. 11th phase here for Wales. Can they take advantage? McBride. They've lost about 5 metres there.
The Welsh, they need to stand a little bit deeper and come onto the ball.
This is Popham. And here it is now for Thomas. So close. How much longer can New Zealand hold on here as we move into the 14th, 15th phase? There it is for Thomas. Oh, he lost it. What a tragedy.
You're right, Gordon.
Thomas injected into the game, desperately reaching, and look, his face tells the story.
But what a passage of play for the Red Dragon.
You're right.
Well,
You are able to reach out to place the ball for a try so long as you do it immediately, but you have to have control. Wales punishing. This must give them an enormous lift.
Well, Thomas only needed one more try to equal the Welsh Test record, and that was the one that got away.
Well, great work there by the Welsh. Just tremendous discipline. Eventually the mistake got him, but you just see the improvement in this side, the confidence. Now the big scrum.
There's Collins. And some very good tackling also by the Welsh team. New Zealand, Chris Handy, falling off a few tackles in that passage of play.
Yeah, in those phases put together by Wales. It's amazing how keeping the ball in your hand puts pressure on the opposition. The All Blacks missing 6, and that's a high statistic for them. They wouldn't be happy, but they balance. They've got the opportunity because the ball went loose.
Good discipline from the All Blacks, though, Buddha. They really didn't get the penalties away under pressure.
Lots of toing and throwing in the line-out, but Sidoli got it. Here's Jones, and now Taylor. And solidly met by Leon McDonald. That's Popham, the big number 8, who's just joined Leeds. Thomas and Taylor again. Thomas on the inside. McBride driven back there by Mialamu. Chavez. And Brad Thorne stopping him in his tracks. Well, they're enjoying themselves, these Welshmen. They're not making a lot of headway at the moment, but they are holding on to the ball.
Well, the All Blacks not getting overcommitted to the ruck, making sure they've got a defensive line, and Justin Marshall makes another good hit.
Popping out there for Cooper. Great work here by Jones. This is the left winger, Shanklin. Dougie Howlett underneath. And now Jones the prop. Chances on. Thomas was too slow. There were 3 men over. It's still there. Taylor. Here's a try. Mark Taylor from the Clonethley Scarlets hits back for Wales.
Can you imagine the excitement in Wales? This is brilliant football. They kept it in hand, put phases together. Nobody believed this young combination, this supposed second stringers, could do this against the mighty All Blacks. Thomas and also the winger Shanklin set it up by retaining after this. What a magic pass. Brilliant width and showing Just absolute disdain to the All Black defensive line.
And Tim Horan, what about the vision there of the fly half?
Oh, it was great vision, wasn't it, to see them come through. But Tom Shanklin did very well to control the ball and have patience. And the Welsh side, that'll pump them up now. They'll be ready, and it was great composure all the way through. And Mark Taylor, number 13 for Wales, has been making a couple of breaks out wide, and that's where they're going to make breaks, outside the number 13 for the All Blacks.
So the attempted conversion is right on the target. It's 7-all.
Brilliant work, vision, 1-on-2, and he did it perfectly. He drew Howlett, who was just in no man's land.
So taken up there by Popham. And the Welsh have just been dominating over the last 7 or 8 minutes. Collins goes for a quick throw to Muliaina now. Some neat stepping, but Taylor with a no-nonsense tackle. 10 from halfway.
No ball for the All Blacks. They've got to keep hold of some to build up some pressure.
Good offload there from Collins. This is Thorne, and Rokothoko's with him. One man to beat. He can do it. Can they stop him? What a reply. Well, you just cannot give him any space at all. Joe Rokothoko gets New Zealand second.
If there was any doubt about whether this man's hamstring tear was healed or not, he's just proven. Great width. Thorne did well. Ball in 2 hands. Chavis not enough pace, or Rokothoko too much. And then he bends back. Look at him show it through the opposite winger.
Yeah, it's pure genius there from Rokothoko. And Brad Thorne has been a great ball distributor for the All Blacks in this tournament. Really building his understanding of the game. Colin Chavis, not much you can do about it. This man is special.
And when you consider they've got Rupini Thautau also in the Auckland side, plus Muliaina, plus Howlett, it's pretty scary. So New Zealand rights the ship. It was a leaky ship there for a while. And McDonald adding the extras, 14-7.
Again, the All Blacks balance, and they balance by getting the width. Every time they stretch the Welsh, they get a result.
So 20-year-old Joe Rokothoko. Now 4 tries in this World Cup. New Zealand let the ball bounce amazingly. But you know where they're going here. Collins. Well grasped. Good tackle by Parker. And Spencer's kick from inside the 22. This is Shane Williams. Former scrum half. And Thomas. Big man. Showing some terrific composure. Look at the gap. This is Thomas again. He's still going. Cooper's inside. Sadoli, play on, says Andre Watson. New Zealand opened up big time. Here's Jones. Well picked up out there by Parker, but they've lost about 7 or 8 metres. So Wales regroup here. But some big gaps appearing in that New Zealand defence.
But a wonderful display of running rugby. There's only been 3 handling errors so far, both teams just turning it on. Fantastic.
Richie McCaw's been penalised. Here comes Gareth Thomas. Will he take it quickly? He certainly thought about it.
Well, Jonathan Thomas, young player for the Welsh, number 6. Really a player of the future. Almost think he should be playing the open side flanker with Colin Chavis going to number 6. Great speed, great judgment.
So the score here is 14-7 in favour of New Zealand. And this guy has certainly been maligned, criticised for not selecting the #1 team here tonight. And what about the performance of young Jonathan Thomas, just 20 years of age, from Neath Swansea, the new regional franchise. And he's made some startling breaks already.
Well, he's able to play that ball. Justin Marshall didn't hold him on the ground, otherwise he would have had to release the ball. Got up, kept the ball going. Intelligent play.
Third highest point scorer in Welsh history. Straight as a die. 4 points the difference. What a match we have on our hands here.
There seems to be a special focus on Jerry Collins. Some big hits on him tonight. He put a huge one on Colin Charvis earlier this year, so a bit of payback going on.
We've just heard that Garen Evans, the Welsh fullback who left the field, is off to hospital for x-rays, but he does have feeling back in the whole of his body, which is great news. Stephen Jones, Muliaina. Jones angling that one towards the touchline. No angle here for the fullback. And no touch either. This is Thomas. Good pass there to Popham. But the Welsh are keeping the ball in hand, and they've done it superbly in the opening quarter.
Popham served an apprenticeship with Gary Teichman, who played in Newport Club for 3 years, and really another young player, promising player of the future.
Ali Williams here. Marshall to McCaw and Collins. Well, they've made 35 metres in that foray. And look at the line out on the left. Major. Went backwards. Taken by Dave Hewitt. Ball was out, said the referee. It's sitting there. The Welsh can pick it up.
That's fine. You can't have it and take your hand away, but from the side, yes, you can go.
So he came in from the side. Marshall plays on quickly. Rokothoko's outside, but he's not needed. Leon McDonald gets the third try. Confusion there from the referee, but you've got to play the whistle, Wales, and they paid the penalty.
It was a difficult one for Justin Marshall. He said that he'd been tackled. The referee said otherwise.
So it's New Zealand skipping out to a 19-10 lead.
Well, Justin Marshall, the quick tap, and once again, number 11 for Wales, Tom Shanklin, caught in two minds. And Leon McDonald crosses over for an easy try. Good thinking, Justin Marshall knows they've got to get some points on the board.
The referee rightly said that the Welsh player had come from the side to pick up that ball. That was the only problem. They could pick it up. They had to come from in through the gate. They didn't do it.
Well, it's always difficult being a winger in defence. Sometimes you have to pick a player, whether it's the player second last or last, but you have to make a decision.
Goal kickers haven't missed tonight. And they're not about to. 21, 3 converted tries to 10. So Wales trailing by 11 points, but you just can't take your eyes off these New Zealanders. Well, it could have been a much closer scoreboard if Gareth Thomas's try had have been scored. He just lost the ball when he had it over the goal line. And the Welsh almost getting a second try just before New Zealand got their third. Here's Collins again. They're shifting it a couple of passes wide of the ruck and making penetration there. This is Mialamu.
Great young hooker forward, Kevin Mialamu.
Here's McCaw again. Ali Williams. Colin Chavez there. Almost dispossessed him. Collins, he was well hit again. Good tackle by Parker. Muliaina out wide. Trying to get it away to Rokothoko. McCaw. And Smoke and Joe gets no room this time from Stephen Jones.
Great intensity of defence from the Welsh. Marking their men well. Watch Collins. Just Sonny Parker smashed him.
Former New Zealand Maori Colt and New Zealand Schools, Sonny Parker, qualified for Wales through residency. Have to serve a 3-year residency qualification. Ali Williams steals it. So the Welsh really having to tighten up now. New Zealand just maintaining a breakneck pace. Muliaina makes it look easy. Shane Williams doing his best, number 14. Marshall goes again here for Williams. Lost there by Somerville. Pass was hard and flat. Very unsympathetic. Wales looking to take some territory out from New Zealand here. And they've done it beautifully.
Yeah, Ali Williams has got to provide a much softer pass to his front rowers in this one. Way too high, and a back might have got it, but not to be. And good reaction there from Robin McBride.
Well, just a few handling errors, but look at the time spent in the opposition's territory. Wales really strong.
It's Brad Thorne at the back, cleared by Hewitt. More width here from New Zealand. Major. Inside ball there for McCaw. Support play outstanding from New Zealand.
Well, the All Blacks prepared to ask the question inside their 22.
Here's Major again. Lost ahead there. This is Williams. Referee said there was no knock on. And Jones, the tight head prop, acting scrum half, stood his ground. Stephen Jones, he loves this little kick and chase. Lost it backwards. Marshall there to save the day. Who's chasing Howlett? Look out! One of the quickest men on the field. Taylor in the last line. This is Cooper. Shanklin. And happy to shank it into touch.
Well handled there, Mark Taylor, number 13 for the Welsh side. Very experienced player. Got himself in front of Howlett. Howlett just couldn't get the toe to the ball. Howlett was onside behind Justin Marshall. And look at the pace. Look at him go. All he had to do was get one good kick on the ball. And there you see Taylor sliding and getting himself in front of the ball.
Well, Gareth Thomas had come forward for the little chip kick. He knew what was on and it left a huge hole in behind.
So the score here at Telstra Stadium, in a hectic first half, it's New Zealand by 21-10. So Mark Taylor leaving the field. Little push in the back there, which is not strictly legal on Howlett, but we can turn a blind eye to that one. He did a grand job. So Taylor's going to have some attention there in the blood bin.
Kerry Sweeney on number 21 for the Welsh.
And the All Blacks yet again go for a short line out to use their big loose forwards outside of Carlos Spencer.
It's been a great result for them. Quick ball from the top, using these two men just wide of fly half.
Here's Collins again, and he's gone straight over the line of touch. So already they're in behind the defensive alignment of Wales. Mialamu, the effervescent hooker. Aaron Major, lovely pass there to Muliaina. Spencer went without it, and McBride was hungry on the ground.
Number 5. Just come here.
Andre's got something to say here to Ali Williams.
Don't go after him, all right? Don't go after him. We'll be watching. That's all I'm saying. We'll be watching. Just calm down. It's been a great game.
Now, what that's all about, Brent
Brent.
Cobain pulled
Very
Ali
back.
Williams down after he'd fed the ball back from the line out. He didn't like it.
Be unlike a Cobain to
Back of the lineup.
Yeah.
Umpire's been pulled in rather than free.
Okay, I'll come to the TJs as well. Thanks very much.
Thanks for that advice.
That's lovely.
Tit for tat.
Andre doing a good game tonight. He's giving it a lot of room. Both teams are playing it in a great spirit. They're playing good running rugby. And he's encouraging them to do so. But if you decide to go to foul play with Andre Watson, you'll be punished unmercifully.
Well, important that Wales keeps their line intact here. Another score would be a real backbreaker. Muliaina with some sloppy hands. The counter's on now. Thomas was out there. And Jones comes in. Scrum half Cooper to Sidoli. Jerry Collins was over the top. And Wales still keeping the ball in hand. That's Brent Cobain. A real sandwich situation there for him. Shane Williams, the little scrum half.
Not intentional, just an accident. Scrum down, black ball.
And he's bumped into one of his men in front. Technical ruling there by the referee. Unfortunate.
It was technical, and the Welsh willing to throw the ball wide. This time Brent Cobain hit by guess who? Ali Williams.
Good battle on this side. Number 3 for All Blacks, Greg Somerville.
Jerry Collins then to Marshall. Just happy to peg it in behind and now attack Wales's line out.
Well, the All Blacks are mixing their game up, and a bit of respect being shown to this Welsh defence. They've been really very competent tonight for most of the night.
Sidoli's there. Aggressive jump from him, the big number 5. Telling one of their teammates to get up. I think they might have turned this over. That's unfortunate. Now New Zealand to punish. Muliaina is coming in out wide. Collins wants to go himself.
Good run, Jerry Collins.
Quick hands, paddled on, Rokothoko.
Cross kick.
Here it is for Ali Williams, the big fellow. Can he play Aussie rules? New Zealand rules. 4th try and a bonus point for the All Blacks.
Wonderful vision by Carlos Spencer. He got the call. Ali Williams, it isn't often you see a big lock forward out wide. Soon as Spencer realised who it was, he went to the air and dropped it right on the goal line. And he knew that Williams would be supreme in the air. So it was.
Well, Carlos Spencer had signalled the play before that he was going to go across, and Ali Williams went as wide as he could to allow Spencer to kick right across the width of the field. And Ali Williams, eyes on the ball. A great try for him tonight. His first test try, and isn't he happy?
Well, Carlos Spencer had 4 tight forwards out there from the All Blacks, but just shows you the skill on this side. He's willing to back his big man, Ali Williams, his fellow Auckland Blue.
This to make it 4 straight converted tries for Leon McDonald. 28 plays 10. Ali Williams, what an athlete. He's represented Auckland at soccer, tennis and cricket at age level. He's also an accomplished basketballer, and he was a late starter in rugby, but he could turn his hand to any sport. So Wales really having to knuckle down now. They haven't made any ground when they've had the ball, and they've basically got to get it off New Zealand and hold on to it, because the All Blacks are playing it at frantic pace when they have it. Here's Collins doing all the damage in midfield. Marshall, Thorne, weak defence there from Jones. Marshall keeps the momentum going.
Peter Marshall on occasion, awarding the ball to Wales.
Well, the confidence of the All Blacks side to go wide early behind their 22. They have faith in each other. Very important in a team side.
So the Welsh needing to hit back badly here. This is Shanklin. Richie McCaw was over the top. And it's Jones. Strong young prop, the 22-year-old. One of 5 Joneses in the Welsh squad. Sodoli. Just wanting to play at their pace now, Wales. And Shanklin is monstered there by 3 New Zealanders. Stephen Jones again. He's worked it nicely in behind the New Zealand defence tonight. Look at the pounce. Into touch, and just as well.
Well, it would have been a long run to the line for Mialamu. He probably would have backed himself.
Well, Mialamu has got a lot of pace, Timmy. We've seen him perform so well this year for the All Blacks in the open play. Smart kick that one from Jones.
So Mark Taylor's about to come back on here, and looks as though we might have another replacement, Tim.
Yeah, that's right. Gathan Jenkins coming on as well. And also back from a blood bin, Mark Taylor as well, looking to come back on the field.
Well, a very exciting young prop, Gathan Jenkins, who made his debut against Romania, and he's replacing this man, Adam Jones.
Yeah, Scotty Johnson gave this Gathan Jenkins big raps. Played all his tests at tight head. He's normally a loose head. Only 23 years of age, as you said, Gordon.
Well, he's an ex-rugby league player with the Cardiff Demons, number 17. And Mialamu would certainly be a handy rugby league player. So Ialo is on at number 8 for New Zealand. That's Thorne. Williams. He's running around the field like a spring chicken. Mialamu takes on a couple of Welsh defenders. Spencer. That kick going straight to Thomas. Or it's Shanklin. Thomas following, no. Howlett. Marshall and Muliaina. Marshall now sniping, but running into trouble.
Good support play by the All Blacks. All the alignment there, they can now counter.
And Taylor's there again. Showing a lot of composure, Mark Taylor, when the ball has been kicked through. This is Williams. Oh, what a step! How about that? Shane Williams. He's Gaston. And here it comes for Shanklin. Oh, wonderful. The Kiwis got it. Sonny Parker against the men in black. Shane Williams. David Campese, eat your heart out.
Well, he's been likened to the great Gerald Davies of Wales. Did you see the flashing feet work? It was a terrific break. Taylor back on the field. Look at this. Left, right, through. Beautiful running. Look at the feet go. Then he got the call from Shanklin, who had Taylor just back on the field. I think he's injured in the scoring the try.
Well, Shane Williams saw Brad Thorne and Ali Williams there, the 2 big New Zealand locks, and he just turned them round and then just got going. And finally, Sonny Parker, Graham Hendry brought into Wales, and what a big impression he's made here tonight.
Well, that was vintage Campo, wasn't it? From Shane Williams, but
it was
Sonny
great.
Parker's offed him.
It was great stepping work. Sonny Parker injured in the try.
Oh, this man's on fire. And that's a real morale booster for the Welsh team. 28-15. They get their second try in spectacular fashion. 28-17 with the conversion. So Collins is back on, and So'oialo is off. But this has been the best half of rugby I think we've seen in the World Cup for running rugby, and the Welsh have played their part.
You've obviously forgotten last Sunday night, Gordy. Samoa and England. It was fantastic down there.
Taylor's got it. Well, this has certainly been right up there, Simon. We've seen two beautiful tries from the Welsh team, and the Kiwis have been spectacular. And they're going on quickly here. Howlett keeping the ball in play. Here comes Sidoli, and it beats everyone except Thomas, just out from the quarter.
Great kick, really taking the opposition wide and close to the line. Outside his 22, forces him to play it.
Major now. Muliaina. Where's Rokathoka? He's across, and Marshall's there, and wrapped up by Chabas, who read it well. Brad Thorne. Just a little bit of a lull at the moment after all the action. It's been frantic. Marshall, Spencer, and Somerville. Turnover. New Zealand didn't want it there.
Brent Cobain, a big swan dive, totally legal, was fine. But you're right about this game. It's the way the game should be played out there. Both sides throwing the ball around. It's beautiful.
All the men having a run. Front rowers carrying it forward. Locks trying to get in and have their moment. Very few penalties. What a wonderful exhibition of rugby and of refereeing.
Stephen Jones. Well, we didn't see it in the flesh, but there was a game played at Cardiff Arms Park between the All Blacks and the Barbarians in 1973 in exactly this spirit.
Well, both sides' first option is to run the ball to counter-attack. They're not looking to kick early. They're looking to build phases and build pressure on each side.
Both sides have already qualified for the quarterfinals. This is Cobain, the man who was brought up on a banana plantation at Coffs Harbour before moving to Innisfail in Queensland. So Sweeney's still out there. Here's Jones. This is Cobain again. His brother played yesterday against Ireland. And Wales make a rare mistake in possession.
Gethin Jenkins just turning the ball over. He's the new man on the field. In fact, it was Thomas.
Here's trouble. Just short of the halfway line. Collins. And Wales have pilfered again. Knocked on by New Zealand there. I think the referee might have missed that one. Well cleared by Thomas. They're having a go. Sweeney. Oh, it's Williams again. It's Williams. He's opened them once more. Sidoli. Keep going. Howlett there in the last line. Wales with another try on here. Can they get it out? They're all safe. Here's Chavez. The referee saying it's general play, no offside. But Williams with more spectacular stepping, causing havoc for the New Zealand defence. High tackle there by Collins.
Referee paying advantage. Let's see if Wales can turn this into a try. They've already got a penalty if they want it.
Give it to Williams. He's the man. And it's going to be a penalty to Wales for Jerry Collins' high tackle.
Well, Jerry Collins, this isn't too bad, but certainly was high. A little bit dangerous. I don't think it was malicious.
Referee said it was his second time.
It was okay, and I spoke to you about it. This one wasn't. Go down. I don't want to see any more high tackles from you, number 8. No more.
So the Wellington garbologist, Jerry Collins, just a little forceful above the shoulders.
Well, those biceps are so big, they hit anything.
So Wales don't want a penalty goal, they want a try.
Their line-out's been going well. Why wouldn't they? Their confidence up. The crowd is loving it.
Well, good decision from Colin Jarvis to take the kick for the sideline. If they can put a try on here against the All Blacks just before half-time, they're in with a big show.
What a game, what a performance. The Welsh Dragon looking for their third try. And they're asking huge questions here. Jarvis! Oh, yes! No one in front. It was paper-thin defence from the All Blacks.
Tom Jones, eat your heart out. Colin Jarvis is the hero for the moment. The captain, courageous. Some doubted that he could play this open side flanker role well, but he's put in. What a team effort. They backed themselves and then did the work. All the forwards contribute. Look at him, the swan dive through the middle, over.
Well, Colin Jarvis took the decision on the line out, the right decision. Pop him, look at him go. McCord takes him to ground. Jarvis now just opens up, over.
Kick almost charged down, but it's there. It is there, and what a match we've seen in this first 40 minutes. New Zealand 28, Wales 24. It doesn't get any better. So, what a hectic 40 minutes. It has been champagne rugby here at Telstra Stadium. As Reuben Thorne leads out his New Zealand team, who just went to sleep in the last 15 minutes, and it was the Welsh Dragon that was really breathing fire. New Zealand back on the field. Tim Horan and Simon Poitevin are down on the touchline. Tim, how good was that first 40 minutes from your viewpoint?
Oh, it's unbelievable. And the two contrasts of both sides. The All Blacks standing deep and wide and moving the ball from side to side. And the Welsh side standing flatter, looking to try and get across the advantage line and attack. And it's working for both sides. Before the game, the bookmakers gave the Welsh 48-point start. I don't think they'll need it.
And Gordon, I think it's great to see Wales doing so well here. The world needs a strong Welsh team. Historically one of the best. They're on the way back, and this young side is really putting it to the All Blacks.
Where did this Shane Williams come from for Wales? He is quick. He's an excitement machine.
Well, at a press conference, Carlos Spencer gets proceedings underway. Just finishing that, Shane Williams at a press conference, Ben Cohen, the English winger, said, "Shane who?" Tell you what, he won't forget his name after this. And Jones electing not to kick, and this is typical of the positive approach of this Welsh team tonight. They haven't worried about reputations.
Well, that's the start that New Zealand wanted. They've immediately got Wales under pressure, and clearly John Mitchell will be some very heavy words going in at half-time. Brad Thorne, the big swinging arm. Mialamu, quiet first half, he's been well marked.
Ball's got to travel right down the middle of those two lines. Let's see how he goes. He's usually spot on.
Wasting too much time. Oh, that's just unforgivable there from New Zealand. Couldn't make up their mind who they were going to throw it to.
Try scoring position too in the red zone.
So Stephen Jones. And there are some very seasoned pros in this Welsh team, and that man is certainly one. He's playing his 32nd international.
Well, Stephen Jones took the decision to make sure that he got his Welsh pack down in the opposition territory. Wants to keep putting the All Blacks under pressure.
I think he's backing his side's ability in the line-out. They've been outstanding so far.
Spencer makes a mistake, and it was an unforced error. He was having a look at the defence, which is also a tribute to the Welsh tonight, because they have come up and hit hard.
Very basic mistake from Carlos Spencer. You don't see it too often. But Buddy, you mentioned the penalties in the first half. Andre Watson is doing a great job. Only 5 penalties in the first half.
And I wonder how Graham Henry's feeling. He's up in the grandstand, the previous Welsh coach from New Zealand, and tipped by many to be the next All Black coach. But it's a Kiwi, Steve Hansen,
You're not going to do that,
who has...
First you're going to stop pushing, you're not going to have a go at it. Is that clear? All right. That'll be it.
Steve Hansen, the former Canterbury coach, who has engineered this Welsh squad into this position. And he has an Aussie assistant as Dave Hewitt. Was reprimanded there by the referee, and the penalty attempt is near halfway, and we'll just see if they're going to have a shot for goal or work a move.
Shot for goal, and he's a prodigious kicker.
Okay, well this, if successful, would bring Wales to within 1 point, would you believe?
Terrific kicker. Very capable of this. And wouldn't it bring this alive?
None of the kickers have missed tonight. He's got the distance. Majestic. Who would have believed this scoreboard? New Zealand 28, Wales 27 in the 44th minute.
Well, Stephen Jones, he will eclipse Neil Jenkins, I feel, in the future. A superb kick. Tremendous player. Still plenty of youth there.
That all started with Carlos Spencer's mistake.
And this is what the All Blacks needed before the quarterfinals come up. They needed some tough matches. They had some pretty easy pool games, and the Welsh are giving them a good run tonight.
Let's have a look at how they respond, the All Blacks. That's the telling factor. But good balance by Wales. Let the ball bounce, but then secured it, moved it back up the field. It's what they did earlier. Simply want to repeat their good moves.
Well, with the All Blacks 1 point behind, this is when you start looking at the body language of both teams. Who wants this match more?
Brent Cobain with a superb jump. Former Queenslander. This is Sweeney. Jarvis in support. Colin Jarvis, the captain. Yes! Sweeney just short. They only need the ball to score the try. Here it comes. Thomas. There it is. It's that man Williams. And Wales have hit the lead. Unbelievable circumstances here.
There are people in the crowd hugging each other and jumping for joy. The reaction is quite incredible. Jarvis supported the man well, but it all came from Brent Cobain's win in the line-out. Beautiful vision, midfield, and the support from Jarvis. Inside, outside, popped it back up. Sweeney there to support, and this pure genius.
Well, there will be many Welsh people around the world who have never ever seen a situation like this, because it's taken 50 years since last Wales won, and quite amazing.
So here's Taylor again, or Jones, and 34 plays 28.
Well, lovely vision. Carlos Spencer looking for the intercept.
So try scorer Shane Williams started playing soccer at school because he was overlooked for the rugby teams. Now it's Rokothoko. Spencer. Muliaina. And New Zealand going for some percentage play here. Thomas. His injection after the injury to Gareth Evans has probably been the turning point of the match at fullback. He's been outstanding, Gareth Thomas.
Out of that injury came this man onto the field. We haven't seen the best from Muliaina as well.
Well, what the Welsh have to do is keep building on this lead. They can't sit back. They have to keep attacking. And now they have to defend their try line like it means for their life.
Well, it was suggested this was a Welsh development team by sections of the media, and that they'd given this match away to New Zealand tonight. Have a look at the scoreboard, 34-28. Can Wales pull off their most famous victory ever? Okay, here we go. Major. Spencer. Now Howlett. Muliaina. Plenty of Welsh jumpers there to stymie him. Marshall. And a penalty.
Slowing your ball up. Slow it, Rodney.
We haven't seen a slowing the ball up penalty for ages. I can't remember the last one for slowing it up in this game. Both teams playing it in a fabulous spirit. A bit of desperation for Wales there. What will the All Blacks do? They're not going to kick for goal. They'll trust their powerful line out and the driving maul offered.
Well, it was good vision by that man, Carlos Spencer, for the All Blacks to break out. And he needs to get his hands on the ball and create some space for his outside backs now.
Williams unopposed. That's Hewitt. And again the All Blacks untidy. Ali Williams. Patience needed here from New Zealand. Spencer on the loop. Howlett. There it is. Doug Howlett put some sanity back into for New Zealand.
Oh, it's a super try from New Zealand. The forwards found some big resistance through the Welsh forwards. Just the loops, and Doug Howlett found a channel there. Magnificent backline play from New Zealand.
Well, it was a good decoy play. Carlos Spencer throwing the ball behind an All Black player. And Doug Howlett just had too much space. They play with great width and depth, which allows these quick guys room to move.
Wales asking the referee whether that player that was the decoy continued on and impeded someone, but there would have been no doubt the try was scored, that just the power that Howlett hit the line.
We've seen 10 successful kicks at goal in a row from Jones and this man, Leon McDonald. Wales cling to a 1-point lead.
Well, you wouldn't believe it had happened. The pressure gets to everyone. Leon McDonald, ice cool. But this man, look at the power and the pace.
Simon Poitevin, there's been a change in the New Zealand lineup.
Yeah, Dave Hewitt's coming off the field.
Case Muse is on.
Case Muse, and hasn't he been playing well on the field?
He'll need to maintain it. Wales ahead by 34-33. Collins. And he's received special attention from the Welsh tonight after Colin Charvis was poleaxed by him at Hamilton in the 55-3 loss 4 months ago. This is Gareth Thomas, a revelation at fullback tonight, and his experience has shone through. They haven't kicked too much, and Muliaina isolated.
Jerry Collins still down in back play after that last tackle.
Wales having to mark up here, and that's not a well-placed kick from Major. Sweeney wanting to land it inside.
Jerry Collins is in trouble, but the crowd doesn't care for him. They are pumped because this little bit of magic is helping Wales get closer to the All Black line.
Well, Brent Cockburn moving to number 2 on the line out. They've banked Sadoli and Cockburn together. Jerry Collins in huge problems here.
Well, Jerry Collins, he's been outside the Spencer all night. They've lined him up on that occasion.
So that's a big blow for New Zealand to lose a man of Collins' physicality, but the Welsh have dished it up to him tonight. They've repaid him in kind.
No hands now, Red. No hands, Red.
Well, they're driving hard over the ball, and a penalty to Wales. New Zealand losing their composure. They didn't protect the ball, and this surely is a gift 3-pointer.
It looked like New Zealand were winning the ball, then a push by Wales put it under their feet. The referee said it came back off an All Black foot, and then McCaw comes in from the side.
So the score here at Telstra Stadium, Wales 34, New Zealand 33.
It's almost like Cardiff Arms Park here in the old days. The Wales cry goes round the stadium, and they're doing it well.
This is the second highest score New Zealand has conceded at the Rugby World Cup, and Jones continues to slot them. They're now up to 37 points.
Brilliant stuff by Wales. Every time they've made the journey, they've put some points on the ball. And the All Blacks have tried every different ploy, but they just can't get enough ball.
Marty Holler, the Chiefs flyer on for Collins.
Now think about the prospects next week. Oh, Shankland's had a horror. He took his eye off the ball, and New Zealand threw Case Mews. If Wales caused this upset tonight, it would be England and New Zealand in a quarter-final at Suncorp.
And don't you think that'd be going through some of these All Blacks' minds at the moment as they grind towards the try line? Still up off the ground, the ball, it's a maul. It's gone down now, they've got to use their feet.
And Wales have worked hard for this possession. New Zealand come away. Space here for McDonald. Spencer on the loop. And Howlett couldn't hold on. You can't blame him.
Well, it was good drift defence by the Welsh side. They moved up and took the space off the All Blacks outside backs.
Great work. Look at this desperation in defence.
Chris Wyatt, will see him on soon for Wales.
Yeston Thomas also requiring some attention. There's been a real Clonethley flavour in the lineup tonight.
I'm
Front
sure
rowers McBride and Thomas, both
sure
from the famous club.
The saucepans on those goalposts there would be ringing, Gordy.
Score is 37-33 to the men in red.
Yeston Thomas done a great job. Mitchell wondering what more could he have done.
Well, the All Blacks have just been shocked and startled by this performance of the Welsh team. They've played well above anything we've seen from them in years and years. They were down 28-10, but they've just kept coming.
Alex Popham, number 8, who debuted against Australia just earlier this year. Just holding on to the ball.
New Zealand declined the penalty shot. They go for the try.
Look at number 7, Richie McCaw, staying on his feet, got taken early, stayed on his feet and got his hands on the ball and received the penalty to the All Blacks.
So, Mialamu. That's McCaw at the back. And he's wrestled to ground there by Thomas. Mialamu wants to get them all going. This is Mews.
Powerful man.
McBride reacted quite in startled fashion there, as though something happened. But New Zealand so close. The pressure comes again. The decoys are all over the place. Major Muliaina. Did he get it down?
No,
Referee was beautifully positioned.
definitely not. Great work by Wales, scrambling Muliaina, the try-scoring wizard, playing at fullback. Look at it, agonisingly up off the ground, and every red hand under it.
He's obviously not an arm wrestler, Buddha.
Desperation in defence. Just the ticker in this Welsh side. Admirable.
Now the All Blacks with a great attacking opportunity. Their backs aligned very deep and wide. What will Carlos Spencer do?
Leon McDonald into flank on this side.
What would you do, Tim?
Mate, I'd go wide. They've got plenty of room out wide and the pace. Watch for some decoy runners.
New Zealand scored 5 tries to 4. If they can get one here, they are back in the lead. But it's just stoic resistance at the moment from the Welsh.
Brad Thorne out in the centres. Leon McDonald, number 13, on the side of the scrum here. So guess where this ball's going?
Brad Thorne set up midfield, you would think.
It's gone back into the scrum, and it's been...
Okay.
What's the referee saying here?
Daddy's watching. Thank you.
Did he say Daddy's watching or Big Brother's watching?
Daddy, I think. Great scrum here from Wales. Justin Harris on that far side. McBride in the middle.
So it's been another good scrum for Wales. Look at that. New Zealand embarrassed.
Well, number 13 for the All Blacks, Leon McDonald on the left-hand side of the scrum. You can see him there. Wasn't putting a lot of weight through to his prop.
Well, Jim, the referee said that McCaw was unbound when he hooked the ball back, so the halfback was onside when he played the ball, forcing them into error. Can't believe that's happening just with that amount of pressure.
Ali Williams has reigned supreme. That's his 7th line-out win.
On your feet, everybody, hands up.
So it's 35 metres out. Here's Brad Thorne and Marshall on the loop. Sidoli got him. Case Muse in support. Mialamu. The All Blacks just coming hard and straight at the moment. Pick and drive. 8 metres to go. Marshall hesitated. Muliaina just caught, wrapped up there by Jenkins. Muliaina close again.
Lost feet, Brett. Come back in.
I think it's Marty Holder that went close, but this is a better surge.
There we got short. It's in the air. There it is.
So held up over the line for the 2nd time.
Not only can they run the ball, Wales, but in defence, they've just been outstandingly committed.
Outstanding defence to stop that man, Case Muse. He is a big unit. He's tough, and he loves the opportunities close to the line.
Chris Wyatt coming on for Brent Cobain, but look at this powerful surge from Case Muse, and red bodies under it.
Well, there we saw the All Blacks. We know they can go wide. As Brent Cobain's done a wonderful job tonight. He's stolen 2 or 3 lineouts from the All Blacks tonight.
So it's still 37-33 to Wales.
Now faced with this scrum in front of the post. The decoy move. Gethin Jenkins, the prop, getting some attention. This will have to be a big one.
It's probably the biggest scrum of the match, Tim.
Well, they'll have to put the All Blacks scrum under pressure now. This will be the turning point of the match. The All Blacks options both sides. Spencer's the key. Which way will they go?
It's a free kick, not a penalty kick. Take it from the right spot, says Andre Watson.
Well, I'd be calling for the scrum again. But they go.
Marshall. Major. Wales hold on. Lost the heads. But they weren't back back the required distance, says the referee, from the free kick. They had to be back on the goal line.
Behind the line. Behind the line now. Don't be silly, thank you. And you right.
The composure tested of the All Blacks. Ali Williams with the ball. Referee, great control. You can play on quickly, but it's got to be in the line back from where the infringement was through the scrum.
It's a free kick, so they can't take a scrum.
And they can't take a kick for goal.
Penalties running 6 apiece out there still. Good discipline. It's deteriorated a bit in the second half, but it's been good discipline for the most part.
Exactly. Just listen for my engage. And be ready, it's their ball.
So it is going to be a scrum.
Just be ready. Do what they do on your ball. Thank you.
Oh, good decision. Reuben Thorne wants to keep the pressure on.
Committing all those Welsh forwards who've been defending so well.
Spencer, all the way. The Blacks are back in front. The maestro, King Carlos.
Tremendous captaincy from New Zealand's Reuben Thorne. The scrum was the option. It pulled in all those stray defenders that had denied the All Blacks, and then it was one-on-one. Carlos was at his best.
Oh, Gareth Cooper, he was the man. He just got caught out. Spencer showed the ball and saw the space. It was 4-on-3 and Spencer created the space coming from behind the scrum from a lovely ball from Richie McCaw.
And really the option came from a tremendously strong scrum. Brad Thorne this time in the scrum. No Leon McDonald. Very steady.
Just the one miss tonight for Leon. Started that well out to the right. So 2 awry in a row there for McDonald, and still it's a 1-point nail-biter.
He led the haka before the game. He's now led the challenge of the All Blacks to Wales. Nearly 3/4 the way through it.
Wales' previous highest score in a test against New Zealand was 17 points, and that was a losing score. They bettered that by 20.
Meffin Davies on for a very, very good Rob McBride. Terrific game.
So Williams really wanting to get involved. That's McCaw. But the Welsh haven't seen a lot of possession of late. And New Zealand have kicked astutely and played it down in Welsh territory. This is Thomas. Not wanting to give the ball back to New Zealand. And Popham has hurt himself there.
21. Number 21, red. 20, no. Are you 21, red? That shot on number 7, black, was high. Go down, please. High. Just go down on the tackle.
Good refereeing.
Okay, take the line.
The warning goes in. Now Wales will need to be careful from this time on getting isolated. Marty Holler,
I don't know. Whose ball is it? Red ball.
Richie McCaw, 2 very good open side flankers out there, and they are hunting.
Wait, got a shoe. Shoe down.
Well, the Welsh need to get back into their rhythm, getting back in their pattern of play.
Okay.
They haven't had their hands on the ball in the last couple of minutes. They've been defending gallantly. Now they need to control the ball and build the phases.
So well pulled down there by Wyatt. They're standing flat and passing flat. They're attacking the gain line. And a little mistake there by the scrum half. Muliaina takes them on. Beats 4. Referee still playing the advantage.
No, yes, the ball.
They're just throwing it around like a game of basketball at the moment. But good understanding and good composure. And we jigs them. But we're going back to the initial knock-on by Wales.
He played good long advantage. The Blacks hadn't yet got sufficient, he said. And then they make a mistake, and then Red makes a mistake, so comes back to the advantage.
Well, advantage is either tactical or territorial. and it was neither there for New Zealand.
Just a good hit. Stay up, please. Stay up.
37 plays 38. New Zealand with this slender lead.
Sorry. Listen. On your big ball.
Well, on comes David Jones, and he replaced Alex Popham. Good performance by the number 8 tonight for the Welsh.
Is that a deal? Okay.
The civil engineer there playing conciliator, asking for a deal.
So we've got an exciting young player on the field for Wales now in the number 19 jumper, David Jones. And Stephen Jones almost to halfway. Wales trailing by a point. We're into the final quarter of the game. This is Thomas, the young back rower who's done so well tonight. Sweeney and Shanklin. Tom Shanklin, the winger. Jones, straight through. Thomas again. He needs support. Huge gap appearing up the centre. Thomas. They're holding on to possession here, just outside the quarter. Williams, the winger, has come across into the centre.
They need to get him into the play. I'd love to have seen him get that last ball.
Here's Jarvis. Brad Thorne quickly up on him. They've lost 3 or 4 metres.
We saw Paddy O'Brien, the New Zealand referee last night, penalise a player falling on the wrong side of the man with the ball. Great break up the middle.
Good composure from Wales here. Thomas not panicking, placing the ball back. And the Welsh team, they may have lost a few metres in the play, but they're controlling possession, and that's the key.
Loser of this game plays England in the quarter-final. Here we go now. This is Sweeney, and he dropped the ball. New Zealand's defence was on its knees there, but one of their defenders was able to just wrest it free. Here is Williams. Watch this guy. Linking up with Thomas. That's a well-weighted kick. Thomas wants it and lost it backwards. General play. Richie McCaw was Johnny on the spot with Howlett. Nialamu, Muliaina, Spencer and Rokothoko. You wouldn't know he's been on the field in the second half. It's the first time he's touched it. Shanklin driving through. Howlett into first receiver. And Big Williams.
Not able to make distance.
Howlett again, just trying to inject something close to the ruck. High tackle on Howlett, advantage here for New Zealand. Pass round the corner, Williams caught from behind.
Yes, Sadali, he pulled off a cracker, a tackle before, but that time Doug Howlett ducked down and he's got him in a headlock, and Andre Watson didn't like it.
Well, I guess the Welsh say, as long as you're consistent, sir, anything above the shoulders,
well, the crowd's
it applies to both sides.
Sorry, Gordy, the crowd's reacting there, but it was not the tackle. It was Sadali who got Howlett up high.
Still wonderful theatre here at the place the 2000 Olympics were at, and again, it's come alive.
So the winner of this game to play South Africa, the loser opposed to England in the quarterfinals.
Well, with 13 minutes left in the game, it's still anyone's game as New Zealand take a quick line-out throw and play to the right.
Pass was almost forwards, very flat indeed. Reuben Thorne. He's been very much in the tight stuff, and it's been lost there by the skipper in that breakdown. Wales right on their goal line here.
Ruck going forward.
And a scrum feed for Wales. The referee, or for New Zealand, the referee said they were going forward. So the ball was lost on the ground by New Zealand, but fortuitously it has fallen their way.
Terrific scrambling by the All Blacks there, desperate.
Score is 38-37 in this cliffhanger at Telstra Stadium.
But just imagine the excitement round the valleys of Wales, Cardiff, Swansea, Llanelli, all those great rugby towns and cities.
So 5 metres out. Another telling moment. The Welsh side have turned in such a gallant display tonight that it's going to really tell if they're camped down here in the last 10 minutes. Only a free kick.
This will work. That's all I'm saying. It will work. I guarantee it will work.
Meffin Davies having some real problems since coming on for Robin McBride.
Okay.
New Zealand keep it square. Marshall. Too much pace for Thomas. And Howlett. That is brilliant. Precision execution. And will that be the try that sees New Zealand through to first place and a clash with South Africa?
Just checking with the touch judge before he awards the try. There's some suggestion that they may have touched the line. He asked Alan Lewis, the Irish referee who's on the touch
Before he
line.
went over, please. And the corner flag.
What about that lovely ball from Justin Marshall, drawing two of the Welsh players?
Well, that's a real David Kirk, John Kerwin special going back through the 80s.
No doubt about that.
Thank you.
He isn't looking whether it's a forward pass. I think it's looking at the touchline.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, I think the All Blacks scored a similar try at Dunedin against the Wallabies in 1986. And no problems, so it's out to 43-37.
Well, what's the way Justin Marshall takes Thomas across and also draws Williams?
What about the forward pass?
That's what somebody was asking, but the referee was happy with it.
No way that was passed sideways or backwards. It was a dead set forward pass. But, as they say, just look at the scoreboard.
Mark Hammett about to enter the battle. Kevin Mialamu off.
Third miss in a row for Leon McDonald. So it's still 6 points the difference. A converted try will put Wales back in the lead.
And still plenty of time. Good 11 minutes left to go.
Well, this brave Welsh combination will never give in whilst there is breath in their bodies. This is their stage. They're going to play it out.
Hammett fumbles. Now down inside the quarter. This is rare territory for Wales. And Howlett. Threatening danger.
Good thinking, Justin Marshall. Sure, the winger was up, putting the ball back inside, using the pace of Howlett.
Time and possession. Wales have done better than they have done in recent test matches out there against one of the better sides in the world.
Sidoli got it. So did Wyatt now. And taken up by Jenkins. Here's Thomas. Easily beating the first tackle there of McDonald. Remember, Wales need a converted try to hit the lead again. They're trailing by 6. This is Thomas, the flanker. He's been mighty tonight. Just outside the quarter. And it's come away for New Zealand. Turnover against the run of play. McDonald. Brought to ground by Sweeney. Marshall's been very good tonight, but that's not one of his better plays. Now Thomas linking up with Shanklin. His father, Jim, played against the All Blacks in 1972 at the Arms Park as Wales went down 1916. This is Sweeney. Here he is, Williams, the stepper. Underplaying at that time. Sodoli, Williams all over him.
Still the support for Wales comes.
They're standing in the tackle. Now there's an opportunity. Well played there by Jones. And that's Yeston Thomas, the loose head prop. And it's been pinched.
Mark Hammett, the pilferer.
Now the bounce important here. Thomas there.
Beautifully got his body between the ball and the oncoming All Black pack.
Marty Hola has won the penalty there for New Zealand. They've got two open side flyers out there, and it's against number 17, Gethin Jenkins.
Pretty easy decision, this one from Reuben Thorne through the posts.
So, 43-37, New Zealand in the lead. So Leon McDonald to put the margin out to 9 points. And that was a formality. .46 plays, 37, and 7 minutes to go. It's been a fitting climax to the pool rounds. John Mitchell, the All Black coach, now breathing more easily, but the job is not done yet.
All Blacks just regathering some composure, pulling it in. I'll be very focused for this back end. John Mitchell swallowing very hard, and so he should.
McCaw there with Marshall again. He's been so prominent when the going's been at its toughest in this second half. And he is still going. Hola. McCaw, one to beat. Great offload to Rokothoko. Just 10 metres out from the goal line. Marshall, what's he got on here? Mark Hammett in support. Hola takes it ahead. Marshall. He was well wrapped up there by Wyatt. Rokothoko goes in. Wales lost it ahead. Here's Marty Hola. You get the feeling it's only a matter of time now before New Zealand gets its 8th try. Spencer and Major. And that is the game set and cash for the All Blacks.
Oh, to the sounds of a slice of heaven. Welcome back, Aaron Major. The number 12 that the All Blacks have been without so far this tournament strolls over under the post.
Well, it was lovely lead-up work by the All Blacks. Justin Marshall early on. The continuity, they kept it close. They didn't want to go wide. They wanted to get in behind the Welsh defence. And they got there, and then the ball went wide after this play. Rokothoko's been quiet in the second half, but the play was set up. Justin Marshall handling 2 or 3 times.
What a brave performance by the Welsh team this evening. Their highest ever score against New Zealand. They're now a beaten team, and it's been the slick, clinical finish of New Zealand with their big game men leading the way.
I saw Cullen Meads before the game down here, and he really thought New Zealand public wanted to see 40 or 50 points tonight over Wales. They haven't seen it, and it hasn't happened because of a great performance from Wales.
Well, coming into this game, New Zealand had averaged 75 points per match in the pool games against Italy, Canada and Tonga. The Welsh, on the other hand, averaging 32. New Zealand have put on 53 tonight as Thorne is out in the clear. Thomas, a fabulous tackle. Now McCaw, but fatigue starting to set in for this Welsh team. And a fine tackle there by Davies. A knock on by New Zealand.
Well, the All Blacks now starting to open up with a couple of minutes left in the game. There's been 90 points scored tonight. Who would have thought that the All Blacks would have only scored 53 of them? The Welsh been very gallant in their performance tonight.
It was 28-24 at half-time. So 25 points to 13 in the second term, New Zealand's way. But again, Wales, with not nearly the possession or territory in the second half, have been just so competitive.
Well, just under 3 minutes left. The All Blacks will try and rack up another one, but Wales will fight hard. They have achieved so much for the resurgence of their game tonight here in Sydney.
Well, this must rank with their greatest ever losing performances.
Well, the Welsh, they'll be disappointed. They came so close in just the last 10 minutes as they steal another line out.
Gethin Jenkins. And they'd love another try too. Dwayne Peel on at scrum half, number 20. That's Meffin Davis. Wales really starved of possession in this second half. And when they have had it, that sort of thing has tended to happen.
I'm not quite sure the quick tap from the halfback was the right thing to do there. They should have been down into the corners. The line-out has been working well.
Amazing how you expect a certain performance and then something different turns up. They have been so brave tonight, Wales, but they're just finding the power and the finish and the fitness of this All Black pack just really hard to overcome.
So packing in too early, not waiting for the referee's call. This is Hola. Colin Chavis has certainly led by example tonight. Now Marshall. Well, he's sprinting as though he's just started the game. And Darford Jones almost pinching it. This is Case Mews. They're all having a go at the white line. He's wrestled down there by Peel.
Talk about truck and trailer. That was a runaway train. Case Mews on the move.
Spencer again. Lovely work from Major. Muliaina. But the referee says he was in front of the kicker.
Down in back play, Brad Thorne receiving some attention. It'd be a high cost if both Thorne and Collins carried injuries out of this game.
No doubt about that. Muliaina was in front.
Well, the Welsh will be able to hold their heads high as they leave the stadium here in Sydney, Telstra Stadium. There's 80,000 people here tonight will stand as one.
Well, this match, these two teams have set alight the pool stage of Rugby World Cup in glittering fashion.
And how good will the quarterfinals be? Some fantastic matchups next weekend. New Zealand, South Africa, England, Wales.
Well, 10 changes from the Welsh team that played Italy. Stephen Jones. And look at this. Shanklin. Shanklin now, men on the left. Peel. And he's going to be penalised. He didn't release the ball there. One last thrust here from Spencer. Now McCaw. New Zealand in dazzling counter-attack. But Shane Williams is going to win the race comfortably. The ball didn't go over the goal line. And full time. What a match. 90 points scored. 12 tries. New Zealand, 8 of those. The Welsh team, unheralded, unrated, written off, took the game to New Zealand. They hit the lead in the second half by 37 to 33, but in the end, the All Blacks, too powerful, home by 53 to 37 and cementing their berth against South Africa. Wales to meet England at Suncorp.